implement a solution that checks the eligibility of a user after providing their age. So today we want to test what we have implemented. So as far as this implementation is concerned, this is the most important thing. This is the section that actually checks for eligibility. So and this is called a unit. So we're going to be doing unit testing today. So we want to check to see if this unit of code does what it is supposed to do when the necessary, will I call it, test data is provided. For instance, now, if you were asked to provide test cases for this implementation, can you give me an example? Can you give me one of the test cases that you think applies to this implementation? Remember, we're talking about eligibility after providing age. So, do you need to run to check whether this thing is doing what it's supposed to do? Can you just give me one?
Okay, we can validate if someone below the age of 18 is eligible.
Okay. So you are saying that what will happen if someone with the age, when there is age below 18, will it return, will it be eligible or not? So okay, yeah, so someone that is below 18 should not be eligible, right? So that means if the person is not eligible, if okay, how you set that, validate that below 18 is not eligible, right? That should be the proper way to construct that test case. Or verify or validate that age below 18 is not eligible. That's test case number 1, right? What will be the next test case? Okay, let's go straight into it. There's no need for too much talk. So whenever we want to deal with testing, you know, we created just a project, a Java project, but for us to successfully do testing, we need a framework for testing, and the framework that you use for unit testing is called JUnit. JUnit, that's the framework for unit testing when you are dealing with Java. So for us to manage that framework, we'll add it as a dependency. So remember in the previous video, we talked about managing dependency with Maven. So we're going to create a Maven project now, and we'll take what we have implemented there to that Maven project. So it's going to be a replica of this, but it's a Maven project. This project is not a Maven project. Why are we doing this? Because we want to be able to manage those dependencies properly using the pom.xml file. So I think once I start doing it, it's going to make sense better. So let's create a Maven project. All I need to do is to go to File and click on New and select Project. So look at it here. In your new project, you can give the name of the project. So I'm going to call this project Unit Testing. For unit testing, do this testing for eligibility. So that's it. So you see now, the Maven is a build system. So it's either using IntelliJ as a build system, Maven, or Gradle. So, but I prefer to use Maven as my build system. So build system is in terms of compiling your test. So let me just create this. Let me go ahead and create the project. If there's any point where you don't get it, please let me know. So I'm going to create a new window. I don't want to replace it because I want to be able to switch. So I've created a Maven project now. This is a Maven project. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to, now I have main here and I have test here. So that's what we implemented here will still be kept in our main project, while our test cases will be in our test package. So this is a package. This separates your solution or from your test. You see that I did not create anything. It was Maven that structured it for me like this. Okay, so now I'm going to come here now and then create that.
I
I don't
have a
need.
question.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I think this is more simpler than having a Java project
Okay. Why do you say
because
so?
it already has like everything demarcated, unlike
Exactly.
when you're having like Java projects.
Yes. Yeah, you can say that because Maven will help you to manage your dependencies and structure your work such that, for instance, the dev guys will be working on this main, while testers will be working on this test package, test folder. So it's structured that way. So when the dev guys implement something here, the testers will write a test case that will validate what was implemented. That's the way it works. That's the handshake between development and software testing. So let me now, I'm not interested in what is going on here. I can decide to even delete this. Sincerely, I can decide to delete this because what I want to put here is, but let me leave it. Let me leave it. Let it not be like I am changing anything, but I will delete it eventually because I want a clean slate. I'm going to create a package. I can decide not to even do that. Let me just use what is existing here. There's no, so I'm going to create a package. So what we checked the other time was we did check eligibility. Check eligibility. Check eligibility. Is that correct? Yes. Is that a class? Yes. Okay. So I will go back to this part where I have now. I'm not interested in all these things anymore because it is unit testing. So we're only interested in the unit. So this is the only thing I'm interested in. I'm going to take this from where it was previously and bring it here. So it's more or less like trying to okay. Okay. So I'll do something like this. Oh, yeah, I'll explain what I'm doing. Okay. Now, at least you are familiar with what we did here, right? Hello?
Said yes.
Oh, okay. So the only changes is that I added a parameter. So this is called a parameter. When there is a method, this one now is a Boolean method. When there is a method and you put something, a variable inside that method, no, you called it, what's that, an argument or is a parameter. So it's the same thing as having it separately. But the reason why I'm putting it here is I am insisting that whenever you call the is eligible method, that you provide the age so that it will check it for you. That's why I'm putting this thing here. Okay, so like I said, I don't need this main class. So let me delete it now so that we don't we have moved beyond trying to run a Java code. We are now running a test. Let me delete this one. Don't need that. So this is the, now I'll show you how easy this is now. The test is, so this is the code you're already familiar with that checks or that helps to, or that this is the implementation for to check whether an age is eligible or not. But I'd like us to modify, later we're going to modify it because I don't think this condition is all right. But let's continue. So to do this test now, are you with me? Because this is very important.
Yes, I am.
Okay, to do this test now, see what I'm going to do. This is the class. I will right click on this class. This is the easy way. Don't I will show you the hard way, but let me show you the easy way. I will right click on this class here, this name here, and click on show context action. Can you see that? When I click on show
Yeah.
context action, I'm going to click on create test. Can you see that? I
Mm-hmm.
select create test. It asks me, okay, it now determines, see what it says here. JUnit library not found in this module. You see, that means that he's expecting to see JUnit. JUnit is for unit testing. So this is even JUnit 5, the latest. So what I will do is I will click on this button, fix, just once. what this has just done now is that it has added the dependency to the pom.xml file. Maybe I should have showed you before doing this, but it's fine. I will still, so after doing that, I will click OK, and uh, we are good. So now it has created, did you notice what happened? It has created something. I should have showed you this before now. It has created something in the test folder that was not there before. This file was not here
Okay.
before. It has created it by what we just did, and it has also added JUnit to the dependency. Should I do this thing again? No, but you
Yeah,
get
put
it
it
right.
again. So I want. Yeah,
Eh,
but this new window here now, was it what you did that created this new window?
yes, the JUnit, sorry, Marvin, or every Marvin project has a pom.xml file. The work of this pom.xml file is to manage dependency. Can you see dependencies? So this is
Yes.
dependency. So one of the dependency here is JUnit. What you may be asking, what do you mean by dependency? Now, for your testing to work, you need JUnit. So that means that your testing is dependent on JUnit for it to work. So that JUnit is called a dependency. So if you
Okay.
don't, so what you need to do is to add the dependency in your pom.xml file, so that when you are trying to execute your test, it will know where to find the appropriate dependencies in order to execute that test. So now it will definitely see JUnit. JUnit is for unit testing. So you see that I did not have to crack my head about what's dependency. I just right click and it told me the dependency. So I don't know if that's clear. I don't.
Yes, it is.
Well, let me just continue. Maybe as it will get clear as we proceed. Okay, so now
Okay.
this is where we are going to write our test cases. This is where it gets even more interesting. This is where we are going to write all those test cases that you will use to check if this implementation, if this solution here is working or not, will be done here. So you just mentioned one thing now. You mentioned to check where the age is above is below 18, right?
It's yes.
Okay. So let's now say, so okay, now another thing I want to mention is this. So this is JUnit. So to write any test in JUnit, you must start with an annotation called test. Can you see that? Do you see what I did?
Oh,
I only typed
yes. But why
the
is it
at and I type test. This is the way JUnit knows separates your test cases. So this one now is indicating that I want to write my first test case. Just by just saying this, I just indicated that I want to write my first test case. So if I want to write my
by
first
putting
test,
the at
yes,
by
go
putting
ahead.
the at?
Yes, by putting at test.
Okay.
This at test is called an annotation. So I want to write my first test case. This test case we're talking about is still a method. So most of the method usually start with okay, this is what I'll do. Public. Let me make the mistake and then we'll correct it together. Public void. Public void. Okay, our first test case is um age below age below age below 18. Hmm. Age is not eligible. Okay, validate. No, age below 18 is not eligible. Let me just say age below 18. I want to put too long something. Age below 18, at least we understand what you mean. See that age below 18. So there are two things that you need to understand very well when you are writing a test. I have mentioned one of them already, this annotation test. The next thing that you need to understand is assertions. Assertions. Now, what is an assertion? An assertion is a way to determine if what your test case is, if it will pass or it failed. For instance, now, if I say, um, is is the student age, or let me say, is user age above 18? The assertion will say that um, for this test case, the assertion should be this. How do I explain it now? The assertion should be whatever the value that is being provided as age. Okay, now you know that in testing we have what we call expected results and actual results, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. We have expected result, actual result. You are aware of the expected result, but you don't know the actual result until you run the test. Now, you know that if a user is below 18, is not eligible. That means that is eligible method should be false, right? Remember that in this our previous code here, we said that if the age is below 18, it should return false. That means it means that it is not eligible. It should return false. It's just like asking, are you below 18? And you say no. This false here means no. Are you above 18? Yes. This true here means yes. So our test cases now is going to use what we call assertions to check if it is supposed to return true or false, and if it returned true or false. Let's just get at it, then you understand what I mean. Now, for us to use assertion, is all you need to do is to use it. It's called assert. For instance, now I want to check the expected result when somebody provides an age that is below 18 is that it's supposed to return false, is it not?
Yes.
Very good. So now I want to check for false. I want to say that assert false. Assert false. That means I'm saying confirm that what is being returned is false whenever the age provided is below 18. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to communicate with this method here, and I will provide the age. How do I do that? All I have to do is to refer to the name of the class. The name of the class here is check eligibility. I'll come here and say check. See, it's already suggesting it for me. Check eligibility dot. Okay. It's supposed to show me um, that method that is here, which is eligible, but it's not showing me. We'll get to find out why. Let me just type it. Dot is eligible. Dot is eligible. Then inside here, I'll provide the number that any number that is below 18. Let's say 10. Can you see that it automatically recognizes age 10 as age? But it's not. You can't see this guy. Let's find out why. It says that. You see what it says? It says make eligibility as static. Okay. So it's asking me to make this as static. Well, I'm not sure why that's the case, but maybe we'll eventually find out. Let's do what it says. That may not really be a solution, but let's do what it said. So it came here and it added static to this guy, but yet there's still error. Let's check. Say change this to private. That's the next thing it's telling me to do. Okay, let me follow your instruction. Let me come back here and see what happens. Okay, so what did they do? Let me see. Nothing is changed now. Okay. Yeah.
But that one,
Uh,
public.
what? Sorry. What did you say?
I thought it's saying you should
Maybe
change the
errors are gone.
public to private.
Yes, I just clicked and it did it for me. So the errors are gone
Okay.
and everything is still looking. So the errors are gone. So I did not do anything. I just followed his direction. Okay, let me see now. Why? How come the errors are gone? If I press eligible status, which is this file, I'm trying to communicate with this class here. So he's seeing it. Then I press, see now he's seeing that is eligible that I was not seeing before. And that is eligible can be found inside this place. This is the is eligible. Sorry, this is it is eligible. He's seeing it. The only problem now is that he's expecting me to provide an integer that represents age as stated here. So I'll come here and provide that integer that represents age, so 10. Once I do that, the error disappears. So this is absolutely all that I need to do. After I told you that this is very easy, this is all I need to do to check that it's false is returned when you provide an age that is below 18. See how simple it is. Now let's proceed to another test case. So what can you remind me of what I said you should do whenever you want to start a new test case?
At test.
Fantastic. So at test, so we proceed by this you need to get used to how to create a method in Java. It's public void. That's how to. So this one now will be age above 18. Age above 18. So I hope this test case makes sense. So what are you expecting to get as a response when an age of above 18 is being sent? Is it supposed to send true or false?
True.
True. That means that the age is eligible. So now the
Eligible.
assertion I'm going, yes. So I'm going to check now. Expected result is that it should send true. So assert true. Can you see that? Assert true. Then I will communicate with that class, which is the check eligibility class, dot is eligible. And I'll provide an age. Can you see what it says? See int age. I should provide an age.
Yeah.
But this time it's going to be something that is above 18. Let me say 20. Right. See that? So I've been able to create two test cases, below 18, above 18. Is there any other test case that you can think of?
Mm,
What about if the age is 18? Remember, we have boundary value testing. What about if the person's age is 18? What will it be eligible or not?
okay.
Will that be eligible or not if the person's age is 18?
If the person is 18, the person will be eligible.
Okay, but the implementation does not factor in any 18, which is what we are going to do very soon. But let's just limit ourselves to what the requirement of this implementation is, looking at people that are below 18
And
or
above.
yes. Okay, so that means if it's 18, truly it's going to be true, to return true. Okay, well, okay, fine. So we are done with our test. Can we run it now? So if you want to run this test now, very simple. All we need to do is to click on this run button here. I'll click on it now and let's see what happens. The first thing that will happen is that it will run the first test case. What do you notice? The first test case, it says what? Where the age was below 18. What did it say? There's problem. Oh. Is this not correct? Is this okay? This one is above.
Above 18.
Yeah, this
Yes,
is
above
correct. This is
18,
correct.
they are eligible.
Then below 18, you are not eligible.
You are not eligible.
Can you see now? This is unit testing. So you checked for above 18, you check for below 18. So you can create as many test cases here as possible. So that is absolutely the basics for unit testing. So for all the implementation that is done by the developer, you can create as many test cases as you want on the testing end, and you can run as developer is running. You can, all you need to do, because you have already created your test cases, you just keep on running against the requirements, and you can you don't even need to have access to um, this particular file here. As long as you know, they will provide you the name of the class and the method that implements that solution, and then you check what you need to check, and then you can tell if it passed or it failed. Let's try and make something fail. Let's try and make something fail. For instance, now this one that is below 18. Let's say that user can enter something that is um, that is not below 18. This is supposed to fail, right?
Yes.
So let's run it again. Run it again. Let's see what happens. Do you see? Above 18 passed, but below 18 failed. Look at the comment that he made. He say he was able to identify the age that was sent, that age is not below 18. So he welcomed the person and say you are eligible, but he also took note of the fact that the test case failed. So that is it for this for unit testing. I hope you have learned something. I don't know if you have any questions. Can end the video, and then we'll continue some other time.
I don't have
So
any
do you have
question.
questions? Okay,
No,
but
no, no.
did you? Is there something that you you must have? Your take home. What would you consider as your take home for this?
That maybe project that is actually different from Java projects,
Okay.
and it's a bit simplified compared to Java projects. And
Okay.
that's the whole test. I also learned that when you want to start, for every test case, you should start with at tests before you write your test cases.
So that would be nice. The next time we join, we're going to take it a step further. We'll take it a step further, and we'll try and see if we can test actual software. This is unit testing. So we'll try and create. I don't know. Or shall I give you a task to try on your own?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to okay. Can you create a a solution based on the knowledge that we acquired yesterday or the last time we met on, we were able to do is illegible. I want you to do something more simpler than that. Can you create a solution that will hmm,
Don't give me a
that
hard
will,
one.
that will do basic operation like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division? Or let's just limit to addition, subtraction, only addition and subtraction. Create an implementation that will
Okay.
just add two numbers together.
Okay. So
Okay,
should
let's
I do it
let's
as a
do only
Maven
that.
project?
Huh?
I should do it as a Maven project.
Yes. Do write a class and call it addition operation. Then the solution the solution should add two numbers together. Then in your test, provide two numbers. And let's see if the results, if you can get a result, if the result is correct. I don't know how to put it. Well, I guess maybe you figure it out, sha. Just do a basic operation, add two numbers, create a solution that add two numbers together, and test if that functionality works fine from your test aspects. So I think that is it. I hope it's something that you can try.
I'll try.
Yeah. So if you have any difficulties, just let me know, or we'll address it in the next time we meet. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
So do have a enjoy the rest of your day. Bye
I need
bye.
to. Bye.